Right then. Everybody, each one teach one real quick. Hit the like button. Share this out on your other pages. Got Sincere, Born Asiatic, Darkim, The Wordsmith, Seven Sign, Melissa Davis, Wise You, Christopher Gooden, Guys C. God B. So wait for a few more people to get in here. So we can cut down on the What Did I Miss crew. Did anybody look in the posts in the community tab and the story about the governor from Michigan being charged for the situation with the water in Flint? True Born was science. Yeah, matter of fact, I took that. Now I gotta recall that name. Free to be me. Elizabeth Davis said about time. Yeah. Have they actually fixed the situation yet? Because the article didn't speak on that part. Like it appeared from the pictures that they still gotta just drink bottled water out there strictly. PC realm. That's actually the first news. I stayed away from the news for a couple of days. When I saw that little headline, I had to check that out. But you know how it is, though. We can't get excited over the charges. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get the charges. You know what I'm saying? But the charges is not a conviction. And the conviction is not a sentence. You know what I'm saying? But that's a part of the nature of the kind of hope that we live according to. Where's everybody at? Don Bishop, Mrs. Spot. I guess I am a little bit late today. So that could be the situation. But the topic of today's live, right? The civilization class, is that the answer is not in the past. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, really realizing and observing today's mathematics. You understand what I'm saying? And understanding, seeing that, the babies, man, is going to come with greater and greater understanding. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna born greater and greater understanding. See, this is something that is a certain particular science that the 5% deal with. That other people, they don't necessarily deal with that. You see what I'm saying? Like to the Christians, humanity peaked 2,000 years ago. The other AC, like I said, to the Christians, humanity peaked 2,000 years ago. Like nobody's ever going to beat Jesus or surpass Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? Realizing that is what can help you to get out of the mindset, right, of these holy people. To kind of take your religious mindset, right, out of these words. You know what I'm saying? Meaning words like founder, words like prophet. Where when you see these people as holy people, right, then humanity, all knowledge and wisdom, et cetera, all peaked out in the past with that person. And you don't realize that whatever is the solutions that's going to come in any day and time, that's got to be answered by the people that's in that time. The answer is not in the past. There's no smoking gun that you're going to find in the past. Like, I don't care what it is. You see, when you start to think that all of this stuff in the past is what's fancy, you know, Billy just told me that the pyramids was built so that the earth is spin straight on its axis. Now, I mean, in the midst of all the things he was saying, I guess that sounded intriguing. But there's an obvious question. Well, how was the earth spinning? How was the earth spinning before they built the pyramids? See, all these different things, if we're going to find a place, we're going to find this magical place, right, that we existed in the past. You know what I'm saying? We're going to find the magic in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to find the magic in Israel. See, currently right now, the new thing is, I'm starting to get a little understanding of what these people are saying. Some people is if we can magically find that we really from America, then that'll be the answer to some type of issue, which I have no, I have no idea, what the difference in that is going to be. Right, FDJ Beats. You looking everywhere except within self. You know what I'm saying? You looking under the dumpster, you know, in the glove compartment in your car. And see, one thing about that, right, is that now you putting you can have the ability to come up with the solution, but only if you applying your energy, right? Knowledge, wisdom. If you applying your energy in the right direction, in the right place, on the right things. See, that can happen. You have people that, they got all the ability, but where they're applying their energy to, it's not going to bring about a clear picture. It's not going to bring about the best part. See, that's something that people, you showing that you don't understand. See, it tells you a lot comes with his own good time. See, the environment that the knowledge is being manifested into, right? It has an impact, right? How you applying that knowledge in whatever environment, it has an impact on whether you're going to be born dead or born alive. Like what worked, in the 60s is not necessarily going to work in 2021. What worked 2,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago, it really doesn't make all that much of a difference. See, what really makes a difference, right, is what you realize about your own power. You understand what I'm saying? See, for me personally, I'm not like Samson. I'm not like Samson. I'm not somebody that, you can affect my power, my internal power by something that is external. See, that's the real deal right there. You can't, you're not gonna affect your internal power, and I'm talking about once you know that you got it. See, because all of these different things, this is what I'm saying. You could try to find the time. You could try to find this particular time in the past when things was going a certain way, right? But here's the reality. We don't have no birth record. So what difference do the time make? Calm Islamly, love, divine truth. What difference did the time make? See, you can try to find the magical place, like I said, whatever promised land you want to. See, the Garden of Eden, right, is not gonna be a place that you find. It's gonna be a place that you build. It's gonna be a place that you design, right? And a place that is formed by the energy that you direct into it. See, this is where you see people that they believe in these holy and religious figures from the past. See, you got some people, right, that they so caught up in the past, right? And the people that was doing things in the past and how everything was done in the past. And I ain't saying to forget about tradition. The traditions that you have, yeah, this is the puzzle pieces that you have. These is the tools that you're going to use. You know what I'm saying? The different information and all the knowledge that you gathered, you know what I'm saying, that's been accumulated, whether it's by you as an individual, by the original people collectively over time, whatever it might be. Yeah, these is the tools that you want to use. But the real answer gotta come from now. See, I could take a puppy, right, and give him a screwdriver. He's not going to be able to. He not going to be able to build nothing or take nothing apart because he don't have the power inside of him. See, this is like for instance, right, when you deal with a lot of Muslims, right, Muslims in the you know in the East, that is some over here too. See, a lot of them is still trying to live the life that Muhammad was living in, 632 AD, 570. That you still, this is how life still is. You unable to make progress because you don't really realize what understanding is. You know what I'm saying? Or you got like the Amish people. See, they believe so much in the past, right? That they haven't made no progress into the future. I don't say they ain't make none, but you know, they wish to remain living that kind of life. You know what I'm saying? The same life that their ancestors lived. That's what I'm saying. It's all over the place. But listen, I don't know, there's anybody that watches sports, you should watch. It was a coach. that yeah, you can throw that out. There's a coach, you know what I'm saying, that he was coaching a team that in the past they was winners. But that was in the past. So he's telling them, listen, man, those players is not coming back to play right now. We're gonna have to win with what we got right now. He trying, oh, smart guys, he's having his own side rally. That's the reality of the situation, man. Like all these different things. Nah, Rick Pitino and the Boston Celtics. See, that's what's happening when you think that everything peaked out in the past. So now you got to wait for Jesus to come back from out of the past and save you right now. See, that's when you don't realize what understanding is. You don't really understand that it's the best part. So you spend all your energy focusing on what people said 2,000 years ago, right? And you don't, uh, you don't, you're not investing your energy in the youth, who's the real people with the answers. See, that's what right now, that's what I'm saying. It's like a whole bunch of you know, and that's what a lot of these arguments is about. It's about how people was living 2,000 years ago. If you come over here and tell me, yeah, we the true Israelites and all that, listen, not right now. Right now, we right here, right? So that's one of the reasons why it tells you the 5% on this poor part of the planet Earth is telling you about the environment we in and how we manifest mathematics right now. That's the reality, is that we manifest mathematics right now. See, the way in any given time, the way people choose to manifest their mathematics, just the way they choose to, whatever they choose to call themselves, wherever they choose to settle and live. See, like I said, you looking for the promised land. Listen, man, they already told you the earth belongs to the original man, the whole planet. But everybody, see right now, that's what I'm saying. That a little bit of this, at least the way I understand, a little bit of this, we looking for, if we indigenous here or indigenous there. Dude, we indigenous to the entire planet Earth. You see, all of that, you got people that's on the hunt for this, mythical Garden of Eden. Yeah, no doubt. Everybody do the each one, teach one, hit that like button. God, I be said, so how do you see the planning 25,000 years in advance? You got to plan 25,000 years in advance from what you instill in the children. That's what I'm saying right now. So you're not going to plan 25,000 years by trying to recreate the time of Jesus, by trying to recreate the time of Allah, by trying to recreate the time of Elijah, the time of, the Egyptians, the time of the Hebrews. That's not, none of that is going to be the answer. See, because even if you found this Garden of Eden, right? When you look at the story, what it's telling you about the Garden of Eden is that people ain't know how to act over there. And so now it was destroyed because they didn't know how to act. Now, see, when you deal with what you said here, 3/5 here in the USA. We talking about like 3/5 of a citizen. I mean, what is, what's the science with that? But getting back to what the God IB was asking me, you know what I'm saying, is that, and that's exactly what I mean when I say, okay, you planning 25,000 years in advance by what you instilling in the children, right? But what it is that you instill in them, see, even that's a decision we gotta make right now. The 14th Amendment. Now, the 14th Amendment don't got nothing to do with 3/5. If you're talking about 3/5 of a citizen. But I'm saying what the knowledge is, like, see, right now we live in a society, right, that has all different fields of expertise. So you're not going to teach everybody one thing. And see, this is the thing. What happens, man? Do you really, when you just look at life itself, when you look at substance itself, and you see the variety of things that have to be done, or the variety of things that exist, and the variety of ways that things survive. It's going to be the same thing amongst people. It's not going to be one button that you press. You know what I'm saying? After 600 years of dealing with the situation, it's not going to be one button you're going to press. It's not going to be one thing that you're going to do. See, what's key, right, is that, realizing that whatever those people was made of back in the days, like whatever the Egyptians was made of, whatever substance they was made of, we made of that same substance. And so the same way they had the power, right, to deal with self-determination, to build a culture and a way of life, uh, in the way that they did, and they had the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the time in terms of how long their civilization existed. They had the time to make a lot of advances. See, that's the reality. Not saying that their knowledge didn't come from no place and that it wasn't no uh you know foundation of what they was dealing with. But we can clearly see that they, what they created, they culture the way it went down in history. You don't see the way they chose to manifest their mathematics. You don't see it everywhere else. Because that's something unique about the environment that they was in. That's something unique about the people who was a part of their society. So what I'm saying is that in this day and time right now, we can accumulate that knowledge right now. We can manifest what we got to manifest right now. We don't got to manifest what the Egyptians was dealing with, because let's keep it 100. If their society was utopian, it would still exist. And see, that's one of the issues of trying to do things like that, is that you're never gonna have a utopian society, because in a utopian society, right, you're not gonna be able to have change. See, as soon as something changes, if everything is ideal, then when something changes, it's gonna be less than ideal. So what they built was the environment that they wanted to build. They built it in the way that their mindset operated. They built it in a way that they understand the world. You know what I'm saying? Hashim, it's the science. God be said, I just don't understand our major impediment. What is holding us back? We have had so many plans and they have not been lived out in full. Yeah, because, you know, like I said, man, knowledge and wisdom, uh, it borns understanding. And we say understanding is a clear mental picture. And we spending, a lot of time, we visualizing the past. We're not seeing a clear mental picture of how we want things to be in the future. And because we don't see that clear mental picture, right, we can't really accomplish what we need to accomplish right now. And you can't pass this stuff on to the babies. How you going to pass on to the babies this abstract idea? Why, as you say, greatest gift is in the present. So what can you bring forth for all to bear witness? But that's the impediments. She just like it tells you in the lesson, man. They wanted to go back home but could not swim 9,000 miles. So we ain't swim no 9,000 miles. You know, I mean mentally, but physically, we built right here. We built right here in this time right now. See, that's a large part of what's holding us back. You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily say, but I can't say that, because we here in America, but we see the original man, whatever indoctrination they dealing with, whether it's religious indoctrination, social indoctrination, et cetera, et cetera, right? We searching for trillions of years under rocks, in the sky, under the ground, in the raindrops, and we not seeing the clear mental picture. That's what's happening to a lot of them plans. See, just like with civil rights, right? See, black people didn't really have a solid vision of what integration was supposed to look like. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't really have, so now they can't really, how you going to express to the babies how to manifest this world. I hate to toot our own horn here, but see, because the 5% was given a vision of how this was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? The things that Allah wanted to see the nation doing, right? That vision was expressed to the young brothers that was there. Now, when you're dealing with civil rights, you're dealing with a situation where, like I said, the average original people, you're thinking that this is the magic bullet. That, if we could just, deal with integration, if we could just go to school with them. Nah, none of that ain't going to work. None of that's going to work. Trying to recreate this time or that time, none of that's going to work. The only thing that's going to work is when we realize, like I said, whatever thing you're looking for, like if you're looking for the promised land, look, we on the planet Earth. This is the promised land. This is the best part. Look at the other planets. See, we made the planet Earth our home for a reason. But whatever plan you could think of, the ones that worked was the people who realized that they got the power in them, right? And they activate that power. See, like the Underground Railroad, that was something where nobody was waiting for Jesus to come and save them. Nobody was waiting for the Pope to say he talked to the Holy Ghost, and the Holy Ghost has ordained this mission. See, it worked because people who knew the way out led people the way out. See, ultimately, when you read all these books, right, these guys, they always work through people. They always work through people who put these ideas into activation. Like, why didn't God just hit Goliath with a lightning bolt? Why didn't he just, make a big rock fall out the sky? Why didn't he just make a mountain tip over on top of Goliath? Because none of that stuff don't exist. What exists is people putting things into activation in this day and time. That's how you bring about understanding. That's how you bring about the best part of your ideas and your plans. See, that's the key. Yeah, you can study everything up and down, left and right, but at some point you gotta put things into activation in your own good time, meaning in the time that you exist in. See, right now when you deal with culture, right, one part of culture is the clothes that people wear. And see, right now, I'm in New York City in January. I can't apply that part of the culture. That's how people dress. I can't apply the culture that they lived in Egypt. Free to be me says too many distractions, money. Um, I mean, those is other things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to deny that, but what I'm saying is, well, what I'm focusing on is the aspect of the seven man searching for trillions of years. See, trillions is a lot longer than 6,000. So what that's saying is that it's something that we got to do. Like it's not something about a situation that's going to cause things to be solved. It's something about us. See, when you read these books, right, the understanding is not in the books. It's something about us, right, as the original man. It's something about us as man, right, that allows us to comprehend things on a level and then to be able to activate that. See, like I just said, look, you could take a puppy to the library, but the puppy, he's not going to be able to gain any comprehension, right, of anything in any of those books in the library, right? And then he's not going to be able to build anything with that knowledge. He's not going to be able to activate that in any way. See, ultimately, you know, we don't want to say it's totally useless, but if you gain all this knowledge, whatever it is, you gain all this knowledge of 120 lessons, and then you can't build nothing with it, you can't do nothing with it, then really it's useless, at least to you. Maybe somebody else, will be able to do what they got to do with that knowledge. But if you can't build nothing with it, see, even in school, they could teach you whatever, whatever, whatever. But see, eventually they give you a test to see if you can activate the knowledge that you've been given. And so, while the people in the past that, they imparted the different knowledge to us, they gave us the tools, right, that we could use to make, whatever we had to build to make it easier. That's what you do. Like right now with your children, the things you teach them, you give them the tools, right, to make their life easier. You see, right now, a person, and look, we've been through this before. The person tells you, listen, I graduated from Harvard Medical School. You know what I'm saying? Then I attended MIT and then Yale, and I studied brain surgery. But the person never operated on the brain before. See, that's the way they deal with that. You know what I'm saying? When a person comes out of uh when a person comes out of medical school, they graduate and all that, right? Then they have to show and prove that they know how to use that knowledge. That's what the intern is about. And see what you learned over there, that's something else. Now we just want to see how you can activate it. So you can tell me all about the history of the medical school that you went to and how all these great surgeons came about. But ultimately, you're the one who has to show and prove that you can activate in real time. And so this is what ends up happening. You understand what I'm saying? When we searching for that does not exist, right? You run into all kinds of confusion. So you got people that's searching for that does not exist, that's getting into confrontations with other people that's searching for that does not exist. See, because look, look at the other, look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the devil make the babies blind, deaf, and dumb? Why you think they focus on the babies, man? Think about it. Everything what it tells you about the color, man, they focus on the babies. The babies was their solution. How we going to enslave these people? By indoctrinating them when they babies. How we going to make devil? Through the babies. For our phrase from the Providence plantations. If that's what it takes, then so be it. I'm the type who learns from someone else's mistakes. I see how they messed up and use that as what not to do. Yeah, you know, um, not doing something is is I mean, I'm not sure what the word is I'm looking for, but not doing something is an action. Not doing something. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? In different situations. See, like if a person is a crackhead, right? They got to go out of their way not to do that. See, the things you do and the things that you don't do is a part of your justice. Because see, it's things that you're supposed to do that if you don't do it, you're gonna serve a penalty for. So don't leave out your inactions. Don't leave out that if you just sit there like a log, you're gonna remain in hell. Ain't nothing gonna change about your situation. Hell is not gonna freeze over. You got to get yourself out. See that's what uh that's one of the things that uh you can look at the things that were successful and you will see that those was the things where people focused on the baby and they realized that those babies was the answer. See, like when immigrant people come to America, right? They do all this back breaking work, right? But then they give their children the tools, right, to be successful in this environment. You know, you do all this back breaking work, but you send them to school. You give them, you know, you put them in a position where they can gain the knowledge, right, in order to be able to activate the way they need to be successful. Have times say complacency is a devil. Who we got in the room right here? Right, free to be me said responsibility is to respond to your ability. See, that's what's happening. You know, another thing where, you know, uh kind of the vision, you know what I'm saying, when you look at the Haitian Revolution, see the vision that people had, right, of what the revolution, what the product of the revolution, how it was gonna look, how it was gonna be. See, when you deal with the different leaders, right, of the revolution, you see that some of them had different visions. Getting ready to go, Dad. All right, bitch. Yo, bring the heater back here. Bring the heater back here. Who's this you talking about? Free to be me. They drop out and get distracted. Who's that drops out and get distracted? Everybody do the each one teach one, hit the like button from. But like I was saying, that was another situation when you look at the different uh uh people, you know, some people had a vision, right? That uh you know, the revolution was about uh you know, these kind of principles that's being manifested amongst Europeans, and how they was manifesting these kind of ideas about all men being created equal and the rights of men and all of that. See, some people, they still wanted to be a part of that. Luke Cage. Some people really still wanted to be a part of that. That was their vision. Smell good? You a hoarder? You know, if you hold on to anything long enough, smell good, it'll become an antique. I don't know if that's what you're trying to collect. Oh, free to be me. You saying, well, you know, at the end of the day, right? See, like, if I'm reading what you're saying correctly, you said, your sons, getting distracted in college and everything. See, for them, it's no different than for you. That's a choice that they have to make, right? For the answer to be inside of them. That's a decision that they got to make to control their destiny, to write their history and live it out. That's a decision that they got to make. See, with most things in life, man, it's by choice, not force, man. See, we could expose them to this knowledge, but at a certain point, they got to choose this for themselves. They gotta come to a point of seeing, look, are they gonna love hell or are they gonna love right? You know what I'm saying? And if they getting caught up in, whatever thing that they searching for, rather it's religious, rather it's social, you know what I'm saying? Rather it's economic, you know what I'm saying? If they're not realizing that the actual science of them making decisions, you know what I'm saying? That's part of what we talking about when we say that, wisdom is good judgment. The actual science, you know what I'm saying? Peace. Peace. All right, good look. The actual science of them, or anybody, you know what I'm saying, making decisions. This is the history that they writing for themselves. These are the answers that they have in themselves. You understand what I'm saying? For a lot of the young, you see that for them, just like for older people, they looking for this magical place. Well, if we Hebrew, then we gotta find our way to Israel. Or whatever is this garden of eating place that you're looking for. Wherever is this utopia that's supposed to be created when you get to whatever place. If we could just make it there, then everything will be all right and all of the chips is going to fall into place and then Jesus is going to come back. And so you see the same thing on a social level where is, if I just had this item, you know what I'm saying? If I just had this particular kind of coat or if I had this particular kind of sneakers, then all of a sudden, everything is supposed to fall into place. But it simply don't work like that. You gotta be, yeah. Huh? Oh yeah, I said thank you, man. God, I don't think we have to revolt against anybody but ourselves, our own minds. Nothing is holding us here. We could all move to any state, territory, or region and take over by numbers. Um, I mean, that's it. That's a particular, kind of strategy. Uh, there's, but even with that, that's something that, there's that's not going to be. the one thing that's going to be the decision either. You see what I'm saying? Because ultimately, um, that system, or that type of strategy, right, still relies on the system remaining the way that it is. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that's for at least the people, you might have a different idea. You know what I'm saying? That you could let me know, but I'm just saying that for most people, they saying that if we moved in mass to a certain place, right, then we could vote. We could vote ourselves into power. But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Without the other aspect, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be that one silver bullet. You see what I mean? Because we could still end up in a situation like we we could still end up in a situation like we ended up in November that just passed, where you're you're faced with voting for the lesser of two evils. You understand what I'm saying? If you haven't groomed the babies, right, in a particular kind of way, right, so that these are the people who grow on to be the politicians. These are the people. You understand what I'm saying? If we're gonna deal with just the same people that they've been indoctrinated into the same signs, you know what I'm saying? You know what's an example of what I'm saying? Liberia. Does anybody uh know about the history of what happened when uh the black people from America went back to Liberia? Right, free to be me. We take the devil's attributes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm guessing you're saying that for another reason, but that is what I was getting into. Is that you know, uh, when that situation was created, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, y'all go back to Liberia. It's gonna be all this black people and everything. Y'all gonna have a black thing, but see what happens is the black people went over there and they had all these same European sensibilities. So some of them went back over there and enslaved the Liberians. So they went back over there, you know what I'm saying? And it still wasn't unity. And so you just had the history, over and over and over of, civil wars, et cetera, et cetera. We see this in our communities, you know what I'm saying, where we complain about how the colored man treats us and how the system treats us, but then we turn around and in a lot of ways we treat each other worse. And the way we treat each other is what actually enables the colored man to be able to treat us that way. Got magnetic on Jamel. So these are the things that, like I said, it's not that, I'm not saying that your idea is wrong or that your idea is bad. I'm adding on with you. I'm saying that these are the other things that we have to realize, right, when we're activating that solution. See, that's what the good is past. That's what the past is good for, right? Right? The past is good for us to be able to analyze, uh, analyze the events, analyze the history to see what decisions was good and what decisions was bad. See, this is, the heart of what I'm saying here, right? Is you know, that's what renewing history is as opposed to repeating history. See, renewing history means that you realize that the answers are within yourself and that there's certain changes that the only way it's going to come is if you bring it about. It's not going to be a magical time, you know, Jesus is not coming back, Horus is not coming back. Allah is not coming back. Smell good. So who is the we talking about? Um, I mean, uh, I was supposing he was talking about the original people. Where 60 said American colonization society helped found Liberia. And what's the American colonization society? Exactly, Lord Hashim. You know, you got to be alive here and now. But if you're thinking, for 1 minute that that spaceship is about to land, and Fuad, Elijah, and Allah is going to walk off of there, you know what I'm saying, and start shooting lightning bolts at people, then you don't understand. You got to be alive in your day and time. Reveal said, I got a childhood friend that went to Namibia on a visit and has been locked up for 10 years and counting without being sentenced. Hmm. I wonder what happened with that. Word 60 said they were who helped free slaves return under the idea of spreading Christianity and civilization. Yeah, but I mean, like, who was the founders of the organization, and what was the full idea behind it? Because the name uh seems kind of strange. American Colonization Society. It makes me wonder, like, what is this about? Like, what kind of organization is this? SW. Magnetic said, you was explaining, what was you explaining to Melissa Davis? But I'm just saying that all of these is the things that we got to be aware of. You know what I'm saying? You know that, this, see, whatever it is, man, you got to continue daily. You know what I'm saying? Whatever situation that, you trying to create, you got to keep it established. You know what I'm saying? You got to direct the, keep the idea from being strayed away from. So Jamal said they were Malthusians as well. This American Colonization Society, he's saying, is Malthusian. Luke Cage said, to this day in 2021, the Hebrew Israelites teach that a spaceship is coming to save the righteous and destroy the wicked. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the answer is never that. The answer is always something that's instilled in the young, that they come of age and they activate their power. Rather, it's just, you know, being nurtured in an environment, or maybe it's not nurtured. That's what I'm saying by that is, you know, uh, for instance, a child might grow up without their parents, right? And then, those types of ideas and emotions that a person will pick up over their life being in that type of situation, right, will, when they manifest that out, it's probably not going to be positive, but it's still something that was instilled in them, right? That when it comes time, when they activate it, that's what's going to bring about the change. Jarrell Boylan said, this brings to mind, I heard someone say the path to righteousness. I heard someone say the path to righteousness today made me think, isn't this the difference between being and doing? What is the path if I already be it? Um, I mean, you know, that's a path that you should already, uh, you should have already came down. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying just in terms of being fathers. That yeah, we all got a certain journey to how we got to here. You know what I'm saying? That was the path that we took. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, now the thing to do is to build streetlights. It's like where you get the knowledge, right? And you come to the understanding of what this knowledge is about, and then you go out there and teach somebody else. See, that's the advantage that we all had. See, once Allah hit us with the mathematics, the supreme mathematics and the supreme alphabet, now the path that he had to go through, right, that it took him 36 years to come to the realization, right, because he's walking in the dark. But he put those street lights up, so now that makes it way easier for us to come. So now, you know, we 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we come into a realization it took him 36 years to manifest. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like I said, some of these words, it can really just be you still talking about belief. You know what I'm saying? Like you still, you know, the path to righteousness. This is still kind of a little bit of a religious, because you know when you're talking about the path to righteousness, like you either righteous or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're not righteous, maybe that's where it gives you a path that, a path that you have to travel. But you know, being righteous, it takes discipline. But let's face it, man. You know, being righteous is it's not rocket science. You just do the right thing. Like it's that simple. You do the right thing in each situation. You just do the right thing. There's no path. That's one of the things that's a little bit of a cop out. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing negative, then you're on the path to righteousness. You know, we're all sinners. You know, all this type of religious ideology that I don't really subscribe to. You was building with you was explaining to Melissa Davis that uh, there's no mothership and how Elijah and Fuad can't possibly be on the mother plane. I mean, uh, we like I said, that comes down to believing in these holy men and these holy people. You know what I'm saying? These holy situations. You know what I'm saying? So now it becomes where, okay, Fuad and Elijah, right? Is at the end of the day, what you're saying is they made from something other than what we're made from. Because even that's not Fuad and Elijah's teachings. Fuad and Elijah's teachings is that the dead is never known to return from the grave. So where's this idea coming from? So Word 60 said the American Colonization Society was a group of whites who were supposed friends of freed slaves, but we also know that some slaves were only set free under the condition that they go to Liberia. I mean, I still can't tell where their heart is at. You know, whether, you know, it was one of them things like, you know, Abraham Lincoln, like, look, whatever's getting ready to happen, you gotta go. Wherever you're going, you gotta be out. Or if it's actually some type of benevolent, uh, their actual goal was to try to help the original people. It's kind of difficult. You know, I think it's the name mostly that's throwing me off. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, why would they call it colonization? Magnetic, hey, listen, that's temple business right there. I'll stay out of that one right now. Luke Cage, it seems like every religion is always looking for something other than themselves. When we say that, it's us, the original man. I mean, you know, that's you know, to me, or just the reality. You know what I'm saying? Is the biggest the biggest obstacles that we have is the mindset that's instilled. You know what I'm saying? You know, we've been indoctrinated into these religions, you know what I mean, for a couple of reasons. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is to uh, place a justification on our treatment. You know what I'm saying? On the way that we treat it in the colored man society. So, you know, uh, that's just something that you know. I mean, we do what we can. We teach that the black man is God. You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know, I'm not saying it's mysterious how, you know, we got to go about dealing with this. But you know, when you're dealing with that spookism, you know what I'm saying? You know, people just yeah. Oh, still. You know, if you're dealing with that of just spookism, peace, son. Not much, man. And here solo today. Huh? Yeah, I'm about to be out. Well, as soon as I finish this live, you know, I got my class on Mondays and Tuesdays. hmm But Tuesday really was my day, and then I just started doing Monday when Umla. Right. Yeah. hmm All right. But that's a part. Uh, you know, and when you say religion, Luke Cage, right? do you mean just, uh, you know, the standard way that we say, Christianity, Islam, what I'm saying, Hinduism, uh, you know, uh, Judaism, what I'm saying? Or do you mean, the other religions too? You know what I'm saying? Religions like social media, you know what I'm saying? You know, uh, where, what I'm saying, if you drink this particular kind of drink right here, what I'm saying, you're gonna lose 40 pounds, you know, because it's the drink. It's not the power in you, how you gonna activate, mentally, in terms of having a mind state of uh, eating to live and not living to eat. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna, have the discipline to work out? Because the answer is in yourself. The answer is in you activating your power. You know what I'm saying? In all of these different things, we indoctrinated in for exactly that reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about original people. You know, there's a multitude of reasons, what I'm saying, in different ways to control different people. You know what I'm saying? You go through the different passages, you know what I'm saying? And, methods of controlling all different people is in it. Free to be means that the symbol of the halo represents the wheel, that wise dome. Is that what the halo is supposed to represent? Jarrell Boylan says, that's what I mean. Once you're there, it just is. When people put the path in front of their way, it gives a way out to stray. So it's better just to be what it is instead of following. Yeah. See, people with this striving to be righteous, when you're not studying your lessons, you renewing your history, all of this is just ways out, man, in reality. You know what I'm saying? All of these is just ways out. You know what I'm saying? These is just, and you know, there's people definitely, if you was doing establishment or whatever, then you may be on the path to righteousness. You know what I'm saying? But, walking the righteous path simply means doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? It's not a destination, I'm saying, that you get to, where it's like, okay, now you're righteous. Okay, well, what if you walked all this path and you did all this righteousness, and then you revert right back, you relapse right back into whatever the negativity you was dealing with. So it's not, a path to righteousness, like righteousness is over there. It's a path that you walk all of your steps on. True universal self. The difference is that they believe in a mystery God, and we know that the black man is God. I mean, Yeah, that's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? Um, just the using the terminology itself, you know what I'm saying, to, cause one to realize that they're the solution. You know what I'm saying? That there's not this outside force, that's gonna impact, your success in the things that you do. You can't pray your way to a college education. It's gonna have to be things that you do, you know what I'm saying, that bring about a change. And it's gotta be things that you impart to the babies, right? That uh, continues to cause things to change in the proper direction. Lord Savior said, if a black man chooses a path that goes against his people, rob, kill, join gangs, and it's not righteousness through his actions, will he be God, devil, or Yakub? This is, um, I mean, I would just say it's the devil. I'm not really sure. Yakub, father of the devil. You know what I'm saying? And he taught him to do his devilishment. But, now I would just say he's the devil. Yeah, that's true. Free to be me. You know, many shall come and few shall be chosen. And the few that's chosen, how do they get chosen? It has to do with who he knows himself to be. Um, I mean, yeah, that can affect the decisions that a person makes. But see, ultimately, uh, the devil is one whose negativity does not just affect himself, but everyone around him. God light. And so these things that he's saying right here, uh, robbing, killing, these types of things that, that's devilish. Telling lies, stealing, and trying to master the original man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do the each one, teach one, hit the like button. See all of these things, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the mindset, of these things. It's your way of looking at the world. You know what I'm saying, and how that causes you to move through the world in a particular way. That's gonna tell you the difference. You know, it's anything that it is. Like if we walk past a pile of wood, right? If you're not a builder and your mind doesn't think in that way, all you see is a pile of wood. But the person who has that type of mind to see, to see the clear picture, they might look at that pile of wood and see a house. See, that's about a certain mindset that you have. Like, see, if you read books, right? The person who, is of the mindset, they not really trying to read. When they look at books, they see something different than you see. Not that they don't see a book, but I'm talking about, how they going to interact with this book. If they got that type of mindset, then they look at books as something that's boring. Now, see, if you an avid reader, you might look at this book and say, man, this is dope, man. I got something to do. Now I got something to do tonight, man. It's not a waste. Thought I was gonna be bored, but I got this good book right here. Yeah, SW. See those that's chosen. Yes, that's why we only got one person to answer that. But those that's chosen choose themselves. Free to be me. Said a crackhead told me his heaven was getting high as long as no one was hurt on your way to get high. Do you? Um, yeah, that is a different type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's also one of the things where you know I could hardly believe that. I guess I would suppose it depends on what kind of age and what kind of stage of life that they in. But it's just like I was saying earlier, where you know inactions can also bring about justice. You know what I mean? So if the person is they're checked out into taking drugs, what is happening to this person's children? And I'm assuming, that's an assumption that I'm making, but I'm just saying that, uh, with the modern situation that we dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Just in general in society, like this is something that, is being spoken about on many different levels of society of, you know, the impact that it's having on society, the impact that the lack of fathers is having on society. So they walk in Smoked Out said that's a white man libertarian argument to you. What what exactly is a white man libertarian argument? A civilized person's duty is to what? Certainly not to allow whatever just because. I mean, ultimately, man, people is free. You know what I'm saying? People is free to do righteousness. They're free to do devilish. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you develop a certain community, you know what I'm saying, and you know, you make the rules. You and the other people, you and the other men and women that's a part of that society of men, women, and children for one common cause. You know, these common cause, all of this is what your laws is about. This is what your rules and regulations is about. Yeah, I think I understood what you're saying. Smoked out said as long as it's not hurting someone, as long as it's not hurting someone else from his from the naked eye, it's fine that he smoked. I mean, like I was saying, it's clear that it's having an in an overall effect, on the community. It's having an overall effect on the growth and development of the babies. So that's why I said, as you probably had just came in after I said that, but I was saying that I could hardly believe um, that no one else is being affected negatively. Free to be me said in this world, some have to self medicate. Yeah, but my thing is, look, and that was something, uh, you hear, uh, that's something that is a part of our historic tradition. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Allah saying that dope is for dopes and leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the NOI, you know, cleaning brothers up. I heard that at one time, the old time was telling me that at one time that the Muslims had a building right here in Harlem, and that if they caught you being high on the street, they took you to that building, and you couldn't leave out until you had, and at that time they're dealing with heroin. So, when you kick your heroin, uh, little habit that you got after you go through your little withdrawal or whatever, that's how you get out. You know what I'm saying? But that's called, that's something that they call community standards, right? It's like with Peter Brown. But I mean, that's y'all bring up a good point. You see, these are the things that I'm saying. These are the things that I'm saying when we talk about the community standards and things of that nature. That's stuff that we have to establish right now. The movie Drop Zone. I don't think I saw a Drop Zone. I know I'm not big on the movies. So you think it's the marijuana that's out right now that is having a negative impact on the babies? What you said here? Swami said he burns weed, but he doesn't overrate its qualities. Smoked Out says crack can never be self-medicating if it kills the cells of the original man. But the devil will spread lies among righteous people and make us think that drinking or smoking hard is medicating for some. Um, well, what you talking about is the you leaving out one ailment. You know what I'm saying? Is that it's not you leaving out the mental ailments, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You're talking about medicating for the body. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them is medicating for emotional situations. You know, not that I'm saying it's good medicine. You know what I'm saying? That it's sound medicine. I'm just saying that that's what self-medicating is about. Almighty God. Smoked Out said, me and my son was discussing the bud the other day. He was like, these young cats, 13, first blunt is rents. I'm not familiar with rents. So yeah, saying, I mean, that could be the case, you know what I'm saying? You know, brothers are saying that you know, marijuana today is not the same, so perhaps it's having it's kind of like making the situation worse, I guess. God Abi said it's a mixture of things. We, internet, school, and the millennial mindset, they are children of the crack generation. But I guess that depends on where you at. Like in New York, uh, the children of the crack generation was born in the 80s, maybe like very early 90s. What is rents? Oh, I see what y'all saying. I see what y'all saying now that kind of kids is going 0 to 60. Kids is going 0 to 60 in these different lifestyles. You know, uh, That's the media that we have. Girl said the kids don't read anymore, so instead of smoking, turning pages, they smoking and scrolling. Yeah, all of these is different things, but we have to remember, with all the different things that you say about them, right? Remember, they the answer. The answer exists amongst them. Free to be me said they say they not addicted, but morning, noon, and night. Daniel Muhammad. See what Daniel Muhammad. See what Daniel Muhammad has to add on today. Daniel Muhammad said, "What is the devil? A grafted man which is made weak and wicked, or any live grafted germ from the original is the devil. Today's weed is grafted, THC enhanced, testosterone destroyed." I mean, well, what do you mean by grafted? Bill says synthetic laboratory drugs, because there's a difference between grafted and cultivated. Please. I mean, I definitely see what y'all saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm just adding on, really. But the things that uh that's being introduced, the things that's being introduced to kind of diminish the mental sharpness and the mental ability of the young is that's definitely an issue. Wait, what'd you say here? LeBron not knowing the autobiography of Malcolm X had me stuck the other day. LeBron didn't know about the biography of Malcolm. I mean, the autobiography of Malcolm X. That is rather peculiar. But we're from a particular generation. You know what I'm saying? Where that was a monumental. That was a monumental. That was a trying to fix this thing over here. That was a monumental. Um, you know, that was a monumental book. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, there's a different type of time. Kids going 0 to 0, video games, Netflix and chill. Is reading really better than the internet? Absolutely. Uh, one of the main things that's different about reading, right, than other forms of entertainment is how much you have to use your imagination. You know what I'm saying? Which at the end of the day is creative power. You know, the amount that you have to use your imagination in order to interact with the book. See, when you playing that video game, you're playing strictly inside of the designer's mindset of what's supposed to be in this game. But when you read, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you read a story, you have to visualize in your own mind's eye, you know what I'm saying, the colors, you know, of the room, you know, how the person outfit look, you know, they could tell you that the person had short pants on, you know, and it was 30 degrees outside. See, that gives you a certain picture, right? Of what's okay, this person is definitely cold, you know, they freezing, but this is you gotta use your imagination, right? To visualize it. You know what I'm saying? So the forms of entertainment that we get right now, they do lead to atrophy of your creative power. Yeah, I mean, that was the comment. He said grafted. Uh, he said grafted drugs indeed can't knock them. Just gotta come from a different angles. I mean, are you saying that it's no more the same? Like, you know, because that's the level of grafting. So you gotta remember, Yakub didn't invent anything new. What he did was the he manipulated the reality that already existed. So uh meaning, let's say you and your black woman, or you know, you and the brother that you're dealing with, whatever the case may be, right? Let's say that y'all have a child, and that child is lighter complexion than the mother and the father, right? That child is not grafted. See, grafting is, you know, the entire thing that happened from the idea, from the idea of unlike attract. You understand what I'm saying? You know, every step and stage of everything that happened, you know, once it starts telling you about Yakub, all the way up to what is the real devil, all of that is a part of grafting. You understand what I'm saying? So uh this has to deal with, you know, like right now, uh if you cultivate some tomatoes, right, so that they grow a little bit bigger, that's not grafting. You know what I'm saying? Uh but you know, that's a whole other topic. I doubt y'all really want to go into that. What'd you say? I copped some weed from the dispensary a while ago, and it said it was grown with citric acid right on the label. Well, citric acid is just that's like oranges and lemons. Whoa, Daniel Muhammad. This is quite a claim right here. You saying that the good stuff, meaning the good weed, CBD is destroyed and THC is enhanced, which feminizes our men by destroying our testosterone. I've never heard that one. Like that was it's an interview at LeBron's school, and they were asking LeBron about it, and he had no idea about the autobiography of the autobiography of Malcolm X. Did he know who Malcolm X was? Tommy Robinson. So the bill is saying they almost there. They dealing with the 21st to the 30th degree. She said this Sarah is developing. Yeah, going in. Y'all going in like this is the cannabis cut or something over here now. Bill says certain strains won't grow unless they are grafted from the original. What do you mean by that? Smoked Out said Wesley Muhammad deals with that science about feminizing their men through weed. Personally, not up on it. Yeah, that's the first I've heard that. Yeah, that's yeah. I would like to see where I could go check that out. Oh my God, says Malcolm suffered from borderline personality disorder. The show improved was his splitting sounding like a totally different person. What do you mean? Half sound. So the question that came up in our site a few weeks back is all grafting bad? I mean, I would say so. I mean, oh, I see what you're saying. I like going in, man. Daniel Muhammad is saying that, what is this, a book or is it a video? The Pot Plot by Wesley Muhammad. And what is Wesley Muhammad, like, what does he cite as his reasoning for saying that? The wordsmith says Wesley talks about that a lot, but it's hard to take him serious because he also says that cow milk is good for humans. So Almighty God Allah is saying here, who is this you're talking about? Malcolm. That Malcolm split in personalities, and he's saying his whole demeanor changed, his vocal inflection, his look, he was completely disheveled. So this is a book, The Pot Plot by Wesley Muhammad. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna check it out, but I mean, it's an interesting concept. Yeah, Wesley, you do some independent research. You know, I've seen him, presenting some things. Tommy Robinson said, "What about skin grafting, like stem cells?" With Oh, you saying from the question of is all grafting bad? Well, that's not exactly the kind of grafting that that's the type of grafting that is gonna result in the devil being made. What does it say here? Anyone take botany in school? How long ago? I definitely did not. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see. I mean, it's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's. I don't know how true it is. Almighty God Allah said, as mental death is a histrionic personality disorder or hysteria, which means wounded from the womb. See, this is a Hotep channel, or I will tell y'all some a little bit of history concerning hysteria. Bill said Francis Cress Welsing said that in the ISIS papers about smoking, period, Dr. Welsing had a lot of wild theories too, though. She casted a wide net. So you saying that, I mean, is there a certain point where you think Malcolm X lost his mind, or you think he had borderline personality disorder the entire time? Tommy Robinson asks, have I heard about the AI frogs? Is that artificial intelligence and their skin is made from stem cells? No, I haven't heard about that. Well, good said, I simply think it's a ploy to discourage and or give them a chance to clean themselves up, similar to the relation of sagging the pants and its origins. Daniel Muhammad said designers have weaponized hip hop and the weed. Study for yourself and look and observe the effects for yourself. GMOs at its finest. Um, I can't say that I've noticed that. Have time said, I think my man asked that question with the 35th degree and the 140 in mind. I should have asked him, actually just got off the phone with him and only thought about it because of the topic when I came back in the room. Smoked Out said, I believe the crude overview is the new weed that's genetically modified, spliced and grafted, and what have you, ignites these parts of the brain that give you sexual thoughts, blah, blah. So Almighty God Allah say he thinks that was so that is one. I mean, you have the link right there. I don't know if you want to come on and add on, because now that kind of leads to the question, like, so how much should we be listening to Malcolm X, period? You know what I'm saying? You know, definitely he's always going to be worthy of, he's going to be worthy as an example of someone who turned their life around. But, to what extent, to what extent is Uptime said, Dr. Wilson said, if little black boys need to call each other God to build up their self-esteem, then so be it. Not sure if those are exact words on the second part of the quote. Well, was that in reference to us, or was she just saying in general? Yeah, smoked out. It sounds like a little bit of a shot. It sounds like a little bit of a shot right there you taking at us. If little boys have to call each other God, she talking to you. You might do the each one teach one, hit the like button. So Smoked Out said, ha ha, ha. I didn't know that. Damn, I didn't know she knocked the gods. That's the elder though, so it's all good. I wouldn't say it's exactly all good. So the wordsmith said he knows a lot of weed smokers and they are feminists. Smoked Out said, I don't know what's good with Jews disrespecting Malcolm in the last few years. All of a sudden, that's the way. I mean, it appears to be a lot of disrespect, um, for the people that, the people that, some of our heroes from the past. Yeah, I don't know. That's you said you're just extracting what is in the DSM-5. I will chime in at a later time. I'm saying in the DSM-5, it gives that diagnosis for Malcolm X of borderline personality disorder. Infinite knowledge. Yeah, man, I had to come down to DC, man. I'm saying, does did Doctor Francis Cresswell sing? Did she know about the 5%? Oh, my volume is low. I mean, that's a heavy accusation, though, man. To say Malcolm X had borderline personality disorder, and like I said, the question that it brings to my mind now is, you know, should we be listening to Malcolm X? Like, do you think that is manifesting, or it was manifested in his teachings, or did it manifest at a certain point? Like, what? How you draw that up? What you you said 793rd here. So all those from recently and going back decades interested in only having babies with lighter complected females for similar desired results are grafting as well. Yeah, now that's grafting. Because when you're doing that, right, you being a doctor and a minister. So you're examining, you know what I'm saying, uh, women for this lighter trait. You know what I'm saying? And you only marrying with those that fit the bill. You know what I'm saying? Uh, in a lot of Latin American countries, they dealt with that. They brought people, into the country, Europeans, in order to lighten up the country. Oh, halftime. So you saying when she said that little boys, if they need to call themselves God, that's in the ISIS papers? And when was the ISIS papers written? Calm Islam, he said, I don't see why she wouldn't know about the process. I mean, it's possible. I'm still not, you know, uh, should we, should we, should we be listening to Malcolm X? The IG page was written in 1992. I mean, yeah, it would be pretty difficult for her to not have uh, heard of the 5% in that year. Almighty says the lightening up has to deal with the depletion of chromosome 8. Almighty, you gotta eventually come on the show so you can clarify. You make some, especially this right here. This would actually be a very controversial. That would be a very controversial video right there. A lot of people was greatly inspired by Malcolm X to, um, be a part of the righteous world. it says here, free to be me, he without flaw cast the first stone. We fall, but we get up and keep thriving and showing improvement. Smooth Dollar said Malik El Shabazz is good money on any sides. I'm on any sides I'm on IP. The wordsmith said I don't smoke weed, but I'm not taking Wesley's research on face value. Smooth Dollar said that's a problem I have too. And with the NOI, there's a lot of it so because there's a lot of it so because I said so. I mean, these are some heavy accusations. Uh, because ultimately, Malcolm X is, he's there at the uh, at the temple when Allah comes in. You know what I'm saying? So, Malcolm X is a part of our tree. So he's saying that. I mean, my phrase from the Providence Plantation said, "Word Tyson got his own farm now in strain. I think where he'd be growing trees. He's into the marijuana game heavy now." Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's you definitely threw some bombs in the room right there concerning Malcolm X. So now we up to narcissistic personality disorder is the devil's admission of his reality. But can you define some of these things? Like when you say borderline personality disorder, uh, narcissistic personality disorder, what do these terminologies mean? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a strong see because now uh one thing I do recall from Francis Cress Welsing is the idea that anything you put in your mouth is indicative of what you call I think an oral fixation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's what she meant. Uh, in terms of you smoking the marijuana, that it signifies something feminine. Oh my God! I said when we use 120 to extract from the devil's civilization, we destroy him in one day. So how do you use 120 to extract from the devil's civilization? Yeah, that's yeah. So like I look. I don't need any magical knowledge. So far, I guess this is taking a little bit of a turn here. It's taking a little bit of a turn into the conspiratorial. But hopefully, hit the like button. Do I ever build one of these guys in Long Island? Yeah, I know some brothers from Long Island. So, narcissistic personality disorder, according to Almighty God Allah, is a sense of entitlement to begin with grandiose perception, despite the reality, the idea that one is the greatest without shown proof, the desire to be the one who dominated regardless of one's shortcomings. And so you're saying that, so like what are some of the ways that Malcolm X displayed this, this sort of, this is a, I'm sure there's a great many people that are upset about your assessment of Malcolm X. And how did, in which ways did he display these traits? So Almighty God Allah said, the lack of being able to put oneself in another man's shoes, the lack of understanding, only desiring to be understood. Well, whose shoes should he have put himself in? You said Malcolm is just what borderline personality does. It's not about the person. No, I mean, help me and the rest of the room, the rest of the chat room, understand how these things was manifested. Like I never, you know, I can't agree or disagree with you right now because it's not something that I ever took into consideration. So I really, I'm the type of person that, I tell people, look, I'm, not that kind of doctor. Like, was he displaying it? Because some of what you're saying, Some of what you're saying is putting the idea in my mind, right? It's giving me the idea that you're talking about uh, the time when he's having his fallout with Elijah Muhammad, right? You said take the passive aggressive way he opposed his teachers. Um, so the wordsmith said, "I don't bear witness that narcissism is a real thing." Narcissistic personality disorder is a real thing. Amina, Amina suffers from it. It showed his tremendous lack of character. Yes, she does. So you said that Malcolm X, in the way he opposed Elijah Muhammad, it showed a tremendous lack of character. I mean, isn't that pretty much like a two-way street though? Whatever's going on between him and the rest of the NOI. You said had he been his own self reborn within the mind, he would have not functioned as he did. So how might he have functioned? Like what would be the proper way? Uh, like for instance, and when his house gets firebombed, what would be the proper way for him to have responded? Click this link. So Almighty God Allah said, "Had you been the Son of Man, you never betray who you are or what you are." I mean, I'm just asking how, because that's what I seen, when things seem to really deteriorate was, the firebombing. I'm not as familiar with the issues that they was having as probably some other people, but so Almighty God Allah says to know that the narcissist or devil is the devil through knowing how the devil was made and why. Smoke Dawah said brothers get into man worship with Elijah Muhammad. I mean, I'm still just I'm trying to understand. because you know for me personally, just the way I draw that up, you know, that whole episode is you know, there's a lot of flame to go around. Um, you know, it's hard for me to read everything that it was about. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of what's being said is, you know, it doesn't really pertain to what happened. So is there anyone else uh besides uh Malcolm that you feel was mentally disturbed, that was it just Malcolm? Free to be me, said Malcolm was and still is the man. Spike Lee joint got me into this. Yeah, no, it's something I never took into consideration. You know, that Malcolm X had personality disorder. I mean, it's possible. Um, you know, I don't study the DSM, so I'm not familiar with all the symptoms and signs that you know, would illustrate that he has a mental illness. But Almighty God Allah, Coach we saying Farrakhan has borderline personality disorder as well. So is it, you know, just rebelling against Elijah, like you have to be crazy in order to do that? Because not for nothing, you know what, you know what, you know what they would say to a 5%er that's saying this, right? Like if you're 5% and you saying that uh, when when Malcolm X had his split with when you if you saying that when Malcolm X had his split with Elijah Muhammad, that showed uh, personality disorder, right? Yeah, smoked out. We can get into some 120. Um, we got Rob Bourne is in the background. Let me bring him in a minute. But can anyone guess what what they would say to a 5% that suggests that uh, that you know it displays personality disorders for you to split with Elijah Muhammad? Said Malcolm was a religious man, therefore he was not of his own mind. He was a follower. I don't see him as being mentally disturbed, just led in the NOI's direction and not our understanding. Yeah, I mean, well, you could say it's deeper, right? Thank you, wordsmith. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you start talking about, you know, the way the split occurred between Malcolm and Elijah, you know, most people would point out to you that the founder of the 5%, you know, he also split from Elijah Muhammad. So all religion is delusional. I can understand that. You have to suspend your disbelief in order to believe in the vast majority of these religions. Uh, but what would you say? What would you say to that point right there, Almighty God Allah? So you're saying that Allah split from Elijah, but he did so respectfully. Well, most most Muslims would say, they would probably disagree with that. I mean, I'm just curious. I'm not saying you right or wrong. Like I said, I've never analyzed it. I just know that, you would definitely have these things reversed on you. You understand what I'm saying? You know, uh, someone, someone who calls themselves, considers themselves God, would probably also may have, certain, armchair psychologists or psychiatrists or whatever, thinking that they suffer from narcissism. So you saying that Allah split respectfully. There's a Hotep channel. But, you gotta, some of these things, man, you gotta kind of, let's bring Rob Warren in here. How do you get people, all right, how do you, infinite knowledge to the NOI would say the 5% are crazy, mentally ill for I split from them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of a heavy shot right there. So you saying that we all suffer from narcissism? You mean the general population or just 5%? Malcolm tried to act like he didn't know there was European Muslims in the East, and I don't buy that. Yeah, but that's lying. Lying and personality disorder, I think, is a little bit different. I mean, I agree with that. Daniel Muhammad said they have a label for all of us. If we get an assessment with each label they have made, rain, hailstorm, earthquakes, there's a cause for every effect. There's an undetected cause in our past. Yeah, Almighty God, you gotta, you make a public statement. Sometimes you gotta build on it in public. You know what I'm saying? At least for me, we gotta be responsible about some of, what we saying. We don't want people saying that, the Random Jews channel is, taking shots at Malcolm X, you know, uh, unfounded.
Oh, so we talking about people with psychological problems?
Yeah, apparently, the brother, he's making the assessment that Malcolm X suffered from borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder.
Oh wow, well, he did the psychosocial on Malcolm. He did that to him.
Yeah,
Did he
like I said,
did he do the psychosocial on him? I mean,
yeah,
if we say that, right, you gotta be diagnosed and you gotta be checked out, right? You know what I mean? Well, yo, it, anything that goes against the grain, you're called crazy. I remind you, Farad Muhammad, the one who brought the knowledge here, was put in a psych ward. They said he suffers from delusions of grandeur. He thinks he's a deity.
yeah,
So the
that's it.
guy who brought you the knowledge, so the guy who brought you the knowledge, the guy that brought us the knowledge, they said him and his followers, one of them, a couple of them were schizophrenic. The other one, after the police put the cuffs on him, he dropped his flag. I'm not going to rep this no more. No, no, sir. No, I didn't know this guy was crazy. You're right. Yeah, the black man is not God. I'm done. You know he here from Ugan Ali no more. He's out the way. So when you say Malcolm is crazy, you would be crazy if you was alive during that time. We can't put. It's the same thing like when we say don't use your 2020 thinking on why people did stuff in the 1800s. Don't use your 2020 thinking on the 60s, where you have a covert operation of these people trying to dismantle you and trying to get you up out of here. And he don't even know what's going on and where it's coming from. He just know it's coming. He don't even know. No one know what was coming from left and right. Listen to all of the videos of Black Liberation Army, Republic of New Africa, Black Panthers, Nation of they all gonna be like, yo, man, we ain't have no idea they did this, yo. We didn't know we had that many agents in us. We didn't know. So yeah, I mean, who wasn't religious? So if you saying that somebody that's deal with religion, they crazy, you got scientists that deal with religion. You got economics that deal with religion. They separate the two. The problem is when you let the religion be the foundation of every single thing you do, and that's the explanation for everything. And then you'll say, "Well, God got me. I've been following the laws. I don't got to go to the doctor." That's when you're a dumbass. That's when psycho. That's why I think somebody's crazy. That would apply. Malcolm wasn't crazy.
Yeah, that was, you know,
I heard you say somebody else was crazy. Who you said was crazy, God?
nah, Farrakhan displays personality traits as well of mental illness, and then I just said that, if you so far what he said about it, you know what I mean, just in terms of a person splitting from Elijah Muhammad, uh, they're gonna say that the 5%, we did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult, uh, to escape the fact that, like you said, uh, you know, psychologists, psychiatrists, et cetera, would consider all of us to have narcissistic delusions of grandeur, like you said. They said about Fard, you know what I'm saying? We all think that we deities.
Yeah.
That's what I just was trying to see if he was I just, was trying to see what his assessment was. You know what I mean? Like I never considered that before. You know what I'm saying? There's things that Malcolm X is saying that is untrue. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the situation is funky. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's saying that Malcolm X was disrespectful and he never would disrespect his leader a certain way. But, you firebombing people's house, you know what I'm saying, with their kids inside. I mean, at this point, a lot of things is gonna be good. There's a lot of things is gonna be said. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get the full gist of what he's saying. He said he's gonna be back on some other day he's gonna be back on some other day to add on with that. He's actually building up he's building up he probably we probably me and him probably have a whole show because he's built up a number of concepts that he has yet to explain. And
Uh-oh.
he always says that he will build with me later. Uh, he was wanting to explain that the entire slave trade was from Virginia and Massachusetts, and that there was no transatlantic slave trade. Um, there's one or two others.
You don't gotta go no further than that. That's nuts. It's nuts, God. That's crazy, God. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy talk, man.
Yeah. So Daniel Muhammad said, "We should never judge another man until you walk a mile in that man's shoes." I mean, for me, like just listening to Malcolm X speak, you know what I'm saying? He seems very lucid. He seems on point. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't appear to be behaving erratically. You know what I'm saying? And the emotions that he's going through during this split from the NOI is, it seems reasonable to me. But eventually, I guess you'll get around to it, man. But everybody that made it this far in the live, definitely do the each one teach one. Hit the like button. Share this out on your other pages, your Twitter, Facebook groups, text message, etc., etc. And I will
Yeah, I wanna
see. Good.
go ahead, God.
Now, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just wanted to add something to this, right? This is just for the combo with Malcolm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta live up to this other attribute that I've been given somehow. You know what I'm saying? Encyclopedia Brown. I have to live up. I gotta live up to my attribute, man. God gave me some attribute. Hold on, let me see what's up with this. Why is it not working? Okay. I mean, like, oh, it ended. Did you end it? I'm gonna do it again.
Now, hold on. Let me.
3, 2, 1. Hold on. Okay, it says on. So check it out. So for those of you who never seen the COINTELPRO papers, a lot of people talk about them, but they didn't read it. If you want this, I can give it to you. You can email me, respectthebands at gmail.com. Respectthebands at gmail.com. So I want to talk about why people would say Malcolm is crazy and all these things. We got to go to the foundation. Like, who is the one that is causing problems amongst the original people? I mean, who was taught to lie, steal, how to master the original man? What was the plan? What has his plan been? Infiltrate, make the people fight amongst each other so that he could come in and clean up the pieces. By doing what? Lying, right? Stealing, right? And causing devilship. Straight up. So here we go. Right now, it says this. Let me turn this sideways so we can really see this. So this is from 114, 1969. It says, over the years, considerable thought has been given and action taken with Bureau approval relating to methods through which the NOI could be discredited in the eyes of the general black populace. Stop. What does your lessons tell you? You said you want 120. Okay, here is 120. What did your lessons tell you that the devil does? What does he do? He deals with some word that we made up called technology. Okay, all through which factionalisms among the leadership could be created. Every time I hear somebody talk about the brother, it seemed like they just missed this whole part. They missed the foundation of how this thing even took place. Oh, he should have kept his mouth shut. He shouldn't have said nothing. He didn't know what was going on. Well, let's keep reading. Serious consideration has also been given towards developing ways and means of changing NOI philosophy to one whereby the members could be developed into useful citizens and the organization developed into one emphasizing religion, the brotherhood of mankind, and self-improvement. I fast forward you to 2021. What direction did the Nation of Islam go? What direction did the Nation of Islam go after Elijah Muhammad passed away? Did they not transform those dudes into what? Into some Orthodox Muslims? Did the black nationalist works of Elijah Muhammad get broke up because of this strategy? Yes. Let's keep reading. Factional disputes have been developed, the most notable being Malcolm X Little. We got to stop here for a second. It said factional disputes have been developed, the most notable being Malcolm X Little. What does this say at the bottom? Memo takes credit for the assassination of Malcolm X, killed in the FBI provoked factional dispute on February 14th, 1965. So the brother brought up something about the bomb being in the house. You got the stuff with the guy disturbing the wives. You have these letters. You have hate, because you know there was hate. I mean, this guy is like, nobody's really talking about Elijah. They all talking about Malcolm. And then you have all of these whisperers and people who are spreading lies, stealing, and what? Devilishment. You said you want 120. Here's your 120. Right there in your lessons, manifested right here in the devil's own words. Behold, COINTELPRO papers.
What's that email again? Respect the bands.
Yeah, just the regular word. Respectthebands@gmail.com. RESPE. I sent you something through another email, but yeah, respect the bands, RESPECTTHE bands. BANDS. Respect the bands.
At what?
Gmail. So whoever want the COINTELPRO papers and you want to read about what they did, I'll send it to you. Because we gotta read this. You have to read it. You can't just reference it. It's not fake. They tell you it's real themselves. They mad as hell about that. And then you have the two people, they came out with a book called The Burglary. And these two white people that was a part of that organization, and they just came out of hiding. And they wrote a book about how they did this shit. Matter of fact, look, I'm gonna show you the book right now. I got it too. Actually, let me just pull it up here so the people can see it. Berg. So now you deal with the direct primaries of the people who tell you themselves on how they got the information. And then once you take that into consideration, then come back and analyze the whole situation with the said brother. I mean, Hold on. I'm gonna put this back on the screen. This is the name of the book. It's called The Burglary. Put this here. This is the book here, The Burglary, right here. That's the book. Yep. Right there for your nerd consumption. But I just find it weird when I look at people do these long documentaries. I ain't gonna say no names. And I look at it and I'll be like, yo, son, you brought all this up. Yes, Elijah wasn't perfect, nor was Malcolm perfect. But these are people who are caught up in something that they don't even know how deep it runs into the magnitude of it. You know, then come back and make your decision before you call the God delusional.
Yeah, that's a pretty heavy shot right there.
Huh?
I said that's a pretty heavy shot right there.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know who I'm talking about. I ain't gotta say nothing. Dude doing documentary, talking all this crazy shit. I'm like, yo, son, do the knowledge, man. Go back to the foundation and do the knowledge. You know what I mean? And when you do that, you're gonna come up, you're gonna draw something up different. You know what I'm saying? What mist you gonna come in? You gonna come with ice? How you gonna come? You gonna distill on the earth as rain? Or you gonna cause a motherfucking earthquake to disinformation by dropping knowledge, the high mother effing explosive. That's what you're gonna do. Because those dudes is coming in the current and they raining, they getting you wet with their little bullshit wisdom. Then they come in, well, look at this. And he did the same thing to Khalid Muhammad, and it's the same thing. It's related to this. Blah 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 blah. Now they making it snow. They got you stuck, right? They froze your ass. Nah, God, now you got to come with the high explosive, and that comes from dealing with knowledge. Yeah, I like that. That was on the fly, God. I like that. Yeah, that was on the fly, God. That was on the fly. I'm doing your thing now. I'm walking around now, God. I needed some air. I'm walking around. I'm doing what you did yesterday. I'm walking around.
But yeah, that's who knows, man. That's that one is out there for me. And he said Farrakhan displayed mental disorders too. But that's a delicate thing. You know what I'm saying? Actually defining these different mental, that's why I said how is he really displaying it? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people may be diagnosed, you could go down to the Western Aid and they could give you a diagnosis if you want one. You understand what I'm saying? But how is it really manifesting itself? All the speeches that I see, because that's something that, just in terms of like you were saying with the COINTELPRO operation and everything, that's something that they would have pounced on in terms of, all the different things that they did and said and continue to do and say to discredit the NOI.
Yeah, they do that through all black organizations. Meanwhile, let's do the knowledge again. Can't help you, bro. I'm sorry. But and if we go back to do the knowledge again, right? Same thing, technology. What they just did right now, a couple of months ago, they said that they want Asada Shakur behind. They want her ass over here, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Today, President Trump just revoked what Obama did and put Cuba back on the terrorism list. So now the country is back over there, and his reasoning is because they are harboring terrorists and fugitives of law. We all just watched the news. We saw this dude tell the people that he loves them and that they're special people who killed police officers, who made one police officer commit fucking suicide and another woman got shot in her neck and other people died from unrelated things. We just saw today on the news them voting on the 25th Amendment to get this guy out the office. You just see all of the Republicans say this is a treachery to the United States. We can't do that. It doesn't make sense. Da. Not knowing, lying to the people, throwing under the table a little bit to be like, well, the third article was there because of what happened during the Civil War and in case of an insurrection of a standing president that we can inflict a judgment so that he can never go back into federal office. That's the whole reason behind it. But no, they lie to the people. Again, technology, same shit. And you sitting here I'm laughing at this shit like, yo, you can't be serious. Like, are you serious right now? Is you gonna pull this before my very eyes? And when it comes to our organizations, the same thing. You let them tell you the story. And they gonna tell it they way and push their narrative and utilize their media, their outlets to get their story across. They're gonna lie to the people, man. It's up to you. That's why it's only a small number who know the truth. Small number.
Yeah, that's really going to take the time to examine it. Because in the end, like I said, you don't want to, be, you don't want to become, the colored man in the, in your desire to take the colored man off the planet. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, you talking about different things that, okay, you getting down to the nitty gritty and you dispelling the myths and everything. But, if you're not providing any sources, any resources, you're not telling us how we can go research or experience this thing, on our own, then, you still in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Of taking things on face value. You know what I mean? And if you don't have to prove it, then what's the stop anybody from making any accusation for that matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, will the next thing come out? Malcolm X, was he's become a target of the Me Too movement or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, they said the father was crazy too.
Yeah, that's
They
what I'm
said,
saying.
he's crazy. Shit,
Yeah,
they said I was crazy, God.
yeah. Hey,
Like, yo,
listen.
man, I got cool with my power cipher, man. She like my best friend now. I know they wasn't expecting that. She my best friend now. I mean, yo,
Mm-hmm.
she gave me that divine paperwork, God. And when I seen the divine paperwork, I'm calling it divine because it hasn't been mixed, diluted, or tampered with any form. That shit was holy, yo. Because I never, that shit was holy. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't get to see the other, you're not going to get that unless you're, you know what I'm saying, in the office. And when I got this, I was like, how do you determine somebody's the leader of a organization? Like, how do you label me? This is what I'm labeled as? She was like, yes. It says that you hate white people and that you're an insurrectionist. I said, oh shit. Yo, son, I'm reading this shit and let you and now I understand why those POs deal with people the way they deal with them because this is the paperwork that's there. This shit specifically said I'm not supposed to be out here. He is a threat to society. He hates the white man. I was like, God damn. So I was like, so this is why y'all be doing that bullshit, violating people and all. She was like, yeah. And I was like, wow. Why you lying, son? Why you lying on me? Crazy, bro. Crazy
Yeah,
what they do, man.
yeah. You
And
know
they
when
said
I.
I was 7:30. They said I was 7:30. They tried to put me some meds. I'm like, nope, not taking notes. I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Now and now I done traveled. I chill with all different nationalities on the planet. I do speeches in certain places. Looks like you was lying. And when I seen that, that made me one of them saying, like, yo, son, I can't fall victim ever again.
Mhm.
You are not gonna label me this shit, bro. Are y'all crazy? But that's what they
Yep.
do.
I used to be a teacher when I was in junior high school, right? And he used to always threaten to fail us in personal adjustment. And every
Personal
time,
adjustment.
yeah, and every time the report cards came out, I used to always be looking for this category for personal adjustment. You know what I mean? And it never was on the report card. So that's when I pretty much determined that it's some kind of other secret file that they're keeping on you. You know what I'm saying? And in these files, like you said, it's on some level of whoever has got access to it or whoever's passing it on, we have no idea what these things say about us.
Yeah, God, I was shocked when I saw that shit, God. I ain't gonna lie. That shit froze me, you heard?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't remember it word for word. I probably gotta go pull it out, but that's really the gist of it, you heard? And I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, God damn, that's crazy, you heard?
Yeah.
Yo, but to change the combo, man, what do you think about brotherhood? What does that mean to you when it pertains to us? Because I want to add on about that. I got something I want to build about that way. What do you think about brotherhood? You know, you have a sisterhood, but that's another arm. But right now, it seems like there's more brothers in the chat than sisters, unless they're watching and not saying anything. But what do
Mm-hmm.
you think about the brotherhood, and what does that mean to you?
You mean just in just being brothers? What should that mean?
Yeah, to us, meaning Aelites. What does it mean to you, and how do you see it unfolding in your life and around?
Well, it's for me most things, like these types of nouns like that, sometimes you get caught up in just defining it as that, you know what I mean? But brotherhood is another one of those words that, I would say that although on face value it's a noun, it's really a verb. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say you a basketball player, which is a noun, but in order to be a basketball player, you have to actually play basketball. So the brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, between us got to be about how we treat each other. You know what I'm saying? The type of equality that we have amongst each other in the our environment wherever we at. You know what I'm saying? Because you know uh we could say we brothers. There's biological brothers. You know what I'm saying, that fight and kill one another. You see what I'm saying? So to me, that's what it comes down to. Us having uh us being able to extend out basically a moment, like to say the one moment that captured it to some degree was like this summer when you had the George Floyd situation, in the type of unity and dialogue that we was having with each other. You know what I'm saying? Or I could recall too when and this is actually a good example of this, when it was the Million Man March, right? And I remember I'm riding on the train and people is like talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Now I didn't go to the Million Man March, right? But so I guess I didn't detect what everybody else detected, but it's like, yo, people was talking to me, and it's one of them things where my New York sensibilities is kicking in. Like, yo, I said, you talking to me for? Like, what I'm saying? Like, do I need to watch this cat or something? And then after a minute, it hit me. Like, I'm outside for like a minute, and it finally hit me. Yo, everybody's saying peace now because of the Million Man March. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the feeling that put out there, you know what I'm saying? But me, and out of all these people, none of them probably have this concept that we all the original people, we all original men, and we, brothers in this, you know what I'm saying? But they expressing it though, you know what I'm saying, through their actions, just through how they speaking, you know what I'm saying? It's places where grown men can't pass other grown men. Like just how you walk down the street, you know what I'm saying? And you just pass somebody, they stand in front of the store or whatever, in other places, this is gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Yo, where you from? All of this. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta move from just considering it a noun into making it into a verb.
Mm, that's peace, God. That's peace. So the brotherhood amongst the 5%, to me is different because of where I got knowledge of self at. And that right there, and I'm saying that that to me was like a real brotherhood because like for me it's like, all right, we studying, we doing this, we doing that, everything is organized, like yo, these the guards, this is security, this is where the guard you now is at, this is that, yo, you need this, you need that, all that other great stuff, right? But then it get time to like breaking down things like, yo, you going home soon, you doing this, you doing that, you don't stay out here too long, you need to focus on blah 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 blah. But when it comes down to the come down, when it get down to the get down, when it's time to, what I'm saying, they right there. You know what I'm saying? No folding, no running, no none of that. So I took that mind frame out here. And then I saw what I perceived as brotherhood is not the same. It's something total different. It's like I'm building with somebody who know what I know, and we say we brothers, but it really ain't like that. And that kind
Mm.
of like that pushed me away. That pushed me away a lot because that's not what I perceive as brotherhood, and I saw too much. So what do I do see as a brotherhood? Because I have the universal flag on my arms. So if I'm outside in the summertime, I might be doing pull-ups or something. Somebody up, yo, peace to the God. I'm like, oh, peace. And my man was like, yo, how he know you? I was like, he see the flag. You know what I'm saying? He know what it is. And that's how we I don't know that, brother. But he took second to pause and to say peace. So you run into these type of individuals here and there. But I don't know, man. I miss brotherhood. I miss brotherhood, man. I miss that feeling of like, yo, son, we really trying to do this. We really going somewhere, and this is what it's about. I don't. This is just me talking, God. I don't see that. I see the individuals that I might link with and be like, yeah, peace, God is peace. Oh, peace, this earth is peace. But it's not a collective. And I'm trying to figure out what happened to that because I know it was there prior to my coming by. And why is everybody individual gods?
Um, the 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 uh the greater mainstream society that we immersed in. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, first of all, like that's something just in terms of the economy in America. You know what I'm saying? When America was an agrarian society, it favored the extended family. So you had your, intergenerational families, cousins, aunts, et cetera, because you need a lot of people to do a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Then when it moved into the Industrial Revolution, they favored the nuclear family, uh, because you need less people to uh, do the work because now you got the machines. You know what I'm saying? And now we in a digital thing where, everybody's just at their own cubicle. You know what I'm saying? So the rewards in society, right, is for you to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, this is loosely related, but when you look at hip hop, right, uh, up until the 90s, right, the vast majority, music in general, I think you could say, the vast majority of people was in groups. Like groups was like if you look at Motown, you have Marvin Gaye was solo, you know what I'm saying? But, Smokey Robinson, he was in a band, you know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder was a one man, he was a one man army. But for the most part, all of the incentives is out there. The rewards is there for if you go for self. You know what I mean? That's the way the society is designed. And so, you just don't see people, we in the, everybody's a boss era. You know what I'm saying? I think just in the greater society. So it's just everybody for themselves.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes sense. It's just my observation because of my work. But telling you, B, I remember the first day, son, when my lightner kept talking to me, talking to me. Yo, you gonna do the 3 day fast? You gonna do the thing? I'm like, yo, man, get the hell out of here with that shit, bro. I like the knowledge, man, but I don't know you talking about don't eat nothing for 3 days, dog. You crazy, bro. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about that. I don't know about that. But then when I kept building with him, I said, all right, let's do it. You know what I mean? And then I start seeing a whole bunch. I was like, oh shit, all of these kids know this? Y'all all know y'all God? What the hell we
Yeah.
doing in here? We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But it was a
Yeah.
feeling that I can't never recreate. Or, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, son, I have an extended family, bro. Like, yo, this
Right.
my family. And that's what I felt. You know what I mean? Of course, you have your bad apples in the family.
Mm-hmm.
You have some suckers. But, the fam is the fam. I mean, and that, I don't know, I guess it's just a different cipher. I mean, just to see that and then to be, I'm like, damn, son, everybody just on their own time. So I
Yeah.
was getting the letters. I told you I get the power paper, all the other papers. I'm like, yeah, son, um, we gonna get to school. We gonna go to school. You got the job. I get down there. Boom, boom, boom. First place I'm knocking on is the door. I be the guard. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, who I gotta manifest my 120? I need my flag. They was like, yeah, God, we just a bill with you. Yeah, we don't do that no more. We don't do that no more. Okay. God come back, building. Yo, where the jobs at? Where's the shit that I saw in the newspaper? Where's that? Oh yeah, we got it right here. And then I noticed the brother's gonna fill you out to see if you the true and living because they don't know your cipher. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know nothing about you. They just know, yo, who's this guy? Who's this kid actually coming up in here? Then they keep seeing and they be like, okay, then the doors start opening, and then that's when I started to see is different type of brotherhood. You know, you remember
Yeah,
the God that went to the Essence? I do
I do.
the short God. He was kind of short. He had short dreads and glasses. Forgot his earth name, man. She keep coming to the school. I do. You don't. I can't remember there's another part to his attribute, man.
Hmm.
He was in the school every day.
You're not talking about Selah.
No, 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 no. Not see a law. I do. He's a brown skin seed. He
I
returned to the
do.
Essence probably like God years ago. But anyway, he was the God that would plug you into the programs. You heard?
Hmm.
So me and him I got real close with him. But I was
Yeah,
already doing my own thing. So I was like, yo, man, thanks, G. I'm gonna tell the other guys that I know, and I'm saying, yo, this is what we gotta do. Then the
yeah,
God degree kicked in. Yo, you gotta show and prove you the God now.
yeah.
You got to show and prove.
You know what it is too, man, and I think that's another thing that's across the whole society is that is still that Willie Lynchism where we offer a little bit better position in the white supremacy, right? We offer a little bit better position in the society, right? But you can't get there, if you're gonna be unified. Like that's something that I actually think
Mm.
is a thing. Like like I noticed that a lot of like super rich black people, they don't really got a lot of friends. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like super rich white people, they be having friends. They rub elbows. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates is great friends. You know what I'm saying? And I think that got something to do with um them allowing you to get that kind of money, because then we got a pretty good idea, right, that you're not gonna do nothing for black people. You see what I mean?
Right.
Because if you got people like Oprah who, she don't hardly speak to her family. So if you don't speak to your own family, we don't have to worry about you helping random black people. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
somebody like Jay-Z, where it's like, okay, well, look, uh, we're gonna get you to separate from these people that you started off with.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you separate from them, then we don't have to worry about you being Harry Belafonte with your money, because you don't even know these other people. You know what I'm saying? If you turn your back on the people that you came out the sandbox with, and um that pretty much seems to be the story across the board. You know what I'm saying? That in order for you to lift that glass ceiling, you know what I'm saying, you got to show that you're never gonna, you're not gonna use this money to unify in any way that is not gonna be beneficial for us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right. Right.
if we need you to go out there and um provide some type of image, or draw people into um kind of like what they did with the NAACP, where it's like we draw you into some type of control. You know what I'm saying? Where you feel like you're making progress, but in reality, we're still controlling the progress. If we need you to go out there and do a message like that, you'll do it. You understand what I'm saying? But
So
yeah,
so basically, what you're saying is it's like classism. Like you in a different class, or you in a different sector. And
hmm,
if you in this different sector, you supposed to act a certain way, be around. All right, I get it. I get what you're
yeah.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? And I
I
and
get
I
it.
think that, and then also, so now these people provide the incentive. So that's something that I started, and I didn't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I started noticing is that you know, let's people started saying that if you had two friends, right, and one friend betrayed the other friend over money, you know, I started noticing that certain people would say, yeah, that's a smart thing to do. You know what I'm saying? The friend was stupid for trusting them.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, everybody kind of, you know, you got aspirations of being in Jay-Z's position. You understand what I'm saying? And so you've also bought into this system where you know it's not like it's the opposite of America in the 1940s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? Where the incentive for white people, that is, you know what I'm saying, where the incentive is for you to become white. This is all where all the rewards is. Like if you remain Italian Catholic, you're not gonna get the rewards that we got here. You know what I'm saying? If you remain Polish and French and all these things, you got to drop all of that, right, and unify with us, and then you'll get the rewards. You know what I'm saying? For brothers, it's just the opposite. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're gonna have to stay out of that crowd right there. Like, yeah, see your friends over there, yeah, they not going no place. You know, you need to stay away from them. You understand what I'm saying? You know, yeah, you know that thing you do when y'all give each other pounds, like, yeah, that's, you know, you don't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, and these things is older, you know, even than our era. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta learn how to speak English like us. You see what I'm saying? Where, you know, English is a language with a thousand patois to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the people in New Zealand, they don't speak the same as the people in South Africa. The people in South Africa don't speak the same as the people in the American South. The people in the American North don't speak the same. You know, in London itself, you got 4 or 5 different accents. You know what I'm saying? That people speak English according to, but this one patois that's developed amongst the American black people, no, this is unacceptable. You see what I'm saying? So you know, every element, you know, you get points for every element that you able to leave behind your culture and your people. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's been around since at least after slavery. You know what I'm saying? Where uh the reward system is based upon how much you can pass, you know what I'm saying, whether it's just culturally or whether it's physically, how much you can pass for a mainstream white person in society.
Right. I get it. I get your point. I get your point. I get it. I get it. Yo, they having a crazy cipher in there. They talking about fonts leaves and
Well, who?
they talking about rolling paper.
Yeah, who knows, man. But yo, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Before I turn into a pumpkin. Uh, I will be back on tomorrow. Like I said, everybody do each one teach one. Hit the like button. Share this out on your other pages, your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc., etc. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace. How you leave it?